Welcome to IQB Facts, the channel where your curiosity meets powerful truths. Today's topic is one of the most intense and fascinating in modern history. Have you ever wondered how an atomic bomb actually works? What goes on inside that terrifying mushroom cloud? Well, you're about to find out. And it might just change the way you see science, power, and history forever. Let's begin. Throughout history, humans have constantly pushed the boundaries of science, but rarely has a discovery changed the world more dramatically than nuclear energy. Whether it's used for destruction or electricity, the science behind it is the same. And it all starts with understanding atoms. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Splitting just 1 kilogram of uranium can release the same energy as 15,000 tons of TNT. Yes, that's the explosive force behind nuclear weapons. But how can something so small cause such unbelievable destruction? The secret lies in the tiniest particles of our universe, atoms. To put this into perspective, if you loaded 15,000 tons of TNT onto trucks, you'd need hundreds of vehicles. But with nuclear energy, that same level of force fits in something smaller than a watermelon. That's the raw, unmatched power we're talking about. And it's why atomic bombs are so feared. What is an atomic bomb? Let's keep it simple. An atomic bomb is a weapon that uses nuclear fission to create an explosion. Instead of burning fuel like gasoline or gunpowder, it taps into the enormous energy stored inside the nucleus of an atom. Once triggered, the bomb causes an uncontrolled chain reaction that releases energy in a fraction of a second. The result? Heat, blast, and radiation on a massive scale. Think of it like cracking open a safe that's been locked for billions of years. And inside is a violent burst of energy that nature never meant to release all at once. That's what makes it so dangerous. Unlike conventional weapons, an atomic bomb is not just a bigger explosion, it's an entirely different kind of force. Nuclear fission. Imagine a neutron, a tiny particle, smashing into the nucleus of a uranium or plutonium atom. That atom splits apart, releasing energy and more neutrons. Those neutrons then split more atoms, and so on. This chain reaction multiplies almost instantly, and when enough atoms are involved, boom, you get a nuclear explosion. Think of it like a room full of mousetraps with ping pong balls on top. Trigger one, and everything goes off in seconds. That's how a chain reaction works, just on an atomic level. What's incredible is how fast this happens. The time it takes for a chain reaction to go from one neutron to millions is less than a blink, and that's what makes a nuclear bomb so terrifying. It's a chain reaction without brakes. Once it begins, it cannot be stopped. The ingredients, uranium and plutonium. But not all atoms can be split so easily. Atomic bombs specifically use uranium-235 or plutonium-239, which are unstable and highly fissionable. These materials are incredibly rare in nature, which is why they need to be enriched, a complicated and expensive process. It's not just about having uranium, it's about refining it to the point where it can explode on demand. Uranium-235 makes up less than 1% of natural uranium, so getting enough of it for a bomb is like finding a needle in a haystack. Plutonium-239, on the other hand, has to be created in nuclear reactors. This is part of what makes nuclear weapons so hard to build and why they've remained mostly in the hands of nation-states. How the bomb is built. So how do you turn radioactive metal into a weapon? An atomic bomb contains a core of uranium or plutonium, explosive lenses made of regular explosives that compress the core inward, a neutron initiator to kickstart the chain reaction at exactly the right moment, and a tamper, which reflects neutrons back into the core to increase efficiency. Everything must be perfectly timed. If the explosion happens even a microsecond too early or too late, the chain reaction might fail, or worse, the bomb could fizzle. It's like choreographing a perfect dance. Only instead of dancers, you're working with explosions, particles, and death. That's why building a bomb isn't just a science, it's a precise, high-risk engineering challenge. Gun type versus implosion-type bombs. There are two main types of atomic bombs. The gun-type bomb, like the one dropped on Hiroshima, called Little Boy, uses a simple design. It fires one piece of uranium into another, like a bullet, to create critical mass. Then there's the implosion type, used in Nagasaki's Fat Man. This design uses explosive lenses to compress a plutonium core inward. It's more complex, but also more powerful and efficient. Most modern nuclear weapons use the implosion method. The reason implosion is more common today is because it allows for smaller, more efficient bombs. With implosion, you can achieve a bigger explosion with less material, which makes it a favorite among modern militaries. But it also requires much more sophisticated triggering and shaping systems. The Manhattan Project, building the bomb. The first atomic bombs were built during World War II under a top-secret program called the Manhattan Project. Thousands of scientists and engineers worked in secret with one goal: to beat Nazi Germany in building the bomb. Famous names like Oppenheimer, Fermi, and Einstein played key roles. Einstein didn't work on the bomb directly, but his letter to President Roosevelt helped launch the project. The Manhattan Project was one of the largest scientific efforts in history, spanning multiple countries and employing over 130,000 people. What started in theory ended in a desert test site in New Mexico, where the world's first nuclear explosion lit up the sky in 1945. That test was called Trinity, and it marked the beginning of the nuclear era. The impact: Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In August 1945, the world witnessed the power of atomic weapons. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were destroyed in seconds. Over 200,000 people died, and generations suffered from radiation effects. The bombings ended World War II, but they also began the nuclear age. The bomb didn't just kill instantly, it left behind long-lasting effects. Survivors, known as hibakusha, suffered from radiation sickness, cancers, and trauma for decades. These two bombings forced humanity to confront what it had unleashed: a power so great it could end all life on Earth. Modern-day risk? Are we still in danger? Today, 9 countries officially have nuclear weapons. Treaties like the Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, aim to stop the spread of these weapons, but tensions still run high. The technology has only gotten more advanced, though, but the threat remains the same. We're still living in the shadow of that mushroom cloud. There are over 13,000 nuclear warheads in the world today. Some can be launched in minutes and travel thousands of kilometers. While diplomacy has helped reduce the threat, a single mistake or act of aggression could still spark catastrophe. The balance of peace depends on caution, cooperation, and constant vigilance. Thanks for watching another mind-blowing episode of IQB Facts. If this video taught you something new, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep-dive factual content, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a truth that changes your perspective.